Welcome, everybody, to the Den of the Dogs podcast. I am your co-host, as always, Clarence Wilson. And with me, forever and ever, my main man, Double R, Ruben Rodriguez. Ruben, what's shaking, bro?
What's shaking, Clarence? As you can see, I finally got this jersey on. It means something again. I got the right number. I also got a 17 jersey. If it comes to that point, I could throw that one on for the next one. But
we're just gonna say 1 minus 7.
Yeah, let's hope to God it doesn't get to that point. As a Browns fan, it just stays right here where it's at. How you
That's
doing?
right.
What's happening?
All right, man. I'm ready to get back after it. COVID punched me in the jaw, but I'm back.
You look good, man. Yeah, it punched you right in the face, didn't it?
Yeah, man. Lost a little weight thanks to COVID. But I'm ready to rock and roll. We'll jump right in. We know that today was the date they announced the Deshaun Watson suspension. Yes, it is over. Well, we shouldn't say that, but I'm gonna say it's over. But
not officially yet. No,
there's some light. There's a little bit of light at the end of this tunnel now. Judge Sue L. Robinson came down with a 6-game suspension. If you guys follow us on social media, you kind of know where our thoughts are at on this. So we're not going to get into our thoughts. We're going to get into how this is going to affect the team on the field as it stands right now at
today, right? And we're not going
43.
Right. We're not going to go into, let's wait until the suspension if it gets appealed or whatever. No, we'll just run it down as if this is it, and how it's going to be the first 6 weeks without their number one quarterback, and we'll go from there. And we'll get everybody's hopefully get on Twitter, get on Facebook, and let us know your feelings, your thoughts about it, and we'll give you ours. Go ahead, get it started. Let's go.
All right, so we got 6 games.
Yeah,
we got 6 games. We didn't really play the schedule game. It was kind of hard to play the schedule game because we didn't know who was going to be around.
Yeah.
Now that we have a much better idea of what we're looking at here, I'm thinking through these first 6 games. Let's run down the list. We got the opener that everybody is going to be looking at. When the opener came out, where it was announced, it was just kind of like, all right, well, the Browns are playing the Panthers, but now we have a Baker Mayfield sighting. He's now the quarterback down at Carolina, so that makes this a really interesting matchup. One of the things that I was a little perturbed about after I heard about the 6-game suspension was, how did Stefanski run the offense last year while Baker was not at 100%? And are there going to be changes? Because it seemed like, we've discussed this many a time. Nick Chubb is on the sidelines,
right?
When it's time to run the ball and things of that nature. So I guess looking at game 1 against Carolina, I'm thinking the Browns can pull this one out. I think this is going to be an emotionally charged football game.
Yeah, this isn't going to be a pushover. The Browns, I personally think it'll be a low-scoring game for obvious reasons, depending on who starts for them. Darnold didn't do too good with them last year. Baker doesn't know that system yet. It'll be a low-scoring game based on the fact that, if it's status quo here, none of our starters are going to play in the preseason. If they play a quarter, they're lucky. So, it's going to be one of those. They get to the line of scrimmage and say hello to each other because they play together. And and the Browns' history with openers, man, I don't have to get into 1-22, 1-21 since they've been here. So you kind of get a little, jittery about openers, no matter who they play. They have a more superior team talent-wise. Clarence, you know that. I know that everybody knows the rosters don't even compare. But we don't even know if Baker's going to be the starter over there. Sam Darnold may take the job, but whatever the case may be, it's still the league is probably ecstatic that it's going to happen. It'll be on national TV. I have no doubt about it. And we'll see. I got the Browns winning it also solely based on talent. I mean, look at the Robbie Andersons and the Moores. and Baker or Darnold, whoever starts, and they got Christian McCaffrey, and they got a decent roster, but it doesn't compare to what we have here. So I don't see. I see the Browns. I don't say running away, but it'll be a close game. But they should win that game.
I'm
Even with
totally,
they should win that game.
yeah, total agreement. I think it's going to be very, very, very close.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are discounting Carolina, thinking that our roster is just going to walk in there and boat race these guys, and I don't see it happen that way.
No. It's these are all NFL players, man. I mean, everybody's worried about. Baker knows the Browns defense, and it's not the Browns defense that Carolina is going to try to pick Baker's brain, so to speak. They want to pick his brain on how our offense operates, because the strength of their team is their defense. So, if Stefanski chooses not to change his style right away, week one, for obvious reasons. I mean, you're going to play a backup quarterback as your starter for 6 games. But if he sticks with his 11, 12 personnel, 2, 3 tight ends, Baker Mayfield knows what's going to happen. I mean, he does.
That's the offense he ran.
Right. He knows the offense right now. Believe it or not, folks out there, Baker knows the offense now better than Jacoby Brissett does. If Stefanski doesn't change the system the way it's run, then and he's damned if he does, damned if he doesn't. Because if he doesn't, he runs that risk, and if he does change it, based on Watson's talents, now what are you going to do? You're going to vanilla it for Brissett, and you got a game to play here. This is 1 out of 17. You got to win.
Mm-hmm.
I see them winning the game, but it's not going to be a pushover, man, not by any means.
Yes. Week 2, Jets. The home opener. I will be in attendance.
Good for you.
They better not come out and lay an egg, because I've seen enough of those. This is another one. This is another one where I see them, not boat racing the team until we get Deshaun Watson. We're going to be playing on a somewhat, I would say, dumbed down level of offense. I would say I shouldn't call it dumbed down. I would say, I don't think that the playbook is going to be as wide open for Jacoby Brissett as it's going to be for Watson, which is why I'm kind of feeling like we're going to get some kind of composite of last year's offense with Hurt Baker and this year's offense with some changes.
Yeah.
Kind of mixed together for as long as Brissett is QB.
Well, I'm hoping that, but by your definition of a vanilla offense, it includes Chubb, Hunt, Dearness Johnson, lots of passes to Njoku, use David Bell. If that's the kind of vanilla offense you're talking about, I want some of that.
That's what I'm thinking. I
want some of that. Again, you got a situation with the Jets. Zach Wilson, I don't want to say stunk, but he did. Who am I to talk? I mean, this kid's in the pros, a pro quarterback, but it didn't go well for him and the Jets. They don't have any high expectations for it to go well there. They do have some pieces though, Clarence. They drafted Garrett Wilson. They drafted Sauce. What's his last name?
Sauce Gardner.
Gardner, yes, Sauce Gardner for on the defensive backfield. They got this kid Jermaine Johnson, a pass rusher with 3 of the. I think the Jets drafted very well. They're probably one of the top 3 teams in this draft. So they got some pieces. Do they have enough pieces to to come into Cleveland on our opening day and beat us? No. You say they weren't going to boat race them. I'm like completely the opposite. I think this is a game where Cleveland gets all of their. They got that first game out of the way. The New York Jets aren't expected to come in here. And this is one of the games where, regardless of who's playing quarterback, this is a game where everybody gels, defense, offense, special teams, and they're at home. And you know how it is at home on the home openers. That place goes absolutely bonkers. This is a no-brainer here, man. Jacoby Brissett, probably 3 quarters he'll play. And this is probably one out of those first 6 games. This is the one that I see them really, really annihilating somebody. They're going to take care of the Jets pretty good.
I hope so. I got another game coming up, which I think is going to be their boat race game. But we'll get to that in a second.
Mhm.
Week 3, our hated rivals. Thursday night football, so they're going to be coming off a short week. But we get our rotten, no good, stinking ass Steelers coming to First Energy.
We got them coming. It's the Steelers, man. I mean, it doesn't matter what the records. Both of these teams could be 0-15, and we still have a problem with the Steelers. It doesn't matter. You can go way back, Bobby Brister. You can go back to Gilliam. You can go back, and I'm throwing some dudes out at you. Go back to Bradshaw. You can go back to name quarterback here. We always have a problem with these teams, man. With the Steelers teams, they lost a lot of good guys on defense, but they're still very, very, very good defensively. I still give the edge to the Browns again based on the talent level on both sides. Pittsburgh lost a lot of guys on defense. Yeah, they still got Watt. Hayden's gone. They lost some linebackers, and but again, their system is built to they reload. They don't.
Yep.
Yeah.
Plug and play.
Yeah, they just get the players that fit their system and they play.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know if it's Trubisky or Mason Rudolph. I saw something yesterday where Mason Rudolph, somebody in Pittsburgh, Matt Canada, their offensive coordinator, said that he has a good chance to take over the job from Trubisky. So let's pray that happens.
Me too.
Yeah, but again, it's the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's like you always got that one team that there's a funk over your team at this team. It used to be the Denver Broncos with us way back when that we could do anything with this team, and it's always Pittsburgh. They take the rivalry serious. I think that sometimes they take it more serious on the field than we do. And once we figure that out, that you play in Cleveland, this is a game that if you go 2-6-15, that both wins should be against these guys. Once our guys figure that out, I'll feel more comfortable about it. I think we should still have the edge, though, in this game. I don't know who Pittsburgh plays week 2. Doesn't matter. Both teams got to play on Thursday night. But I still think we have the edge here in this game. But again, it's Pittsburgh, man. I mean, I thought we had the edge both games last year because of talent. There's no way you can tell me the Steelers were better talented team than us last year, and they beat us twice. So.
Exactly. It's about time for this rivalry to start swinging our way on a more consistent basis. I think a lot of people forget that I believe in the overall rivalry. Pittsburgh is now up, but that just happened in the last 20 years.
This has been as far. I mean, I remember back in the days when in early 72, 73, and Bradshaw, Franco Harris, Rocky Blyer, all those guys were there, Lynn Swan, to Lewis Lips and all this. And it was always, you always knew year after year you would lose in Pittsburgh, win at home. Lose in Pittsburgh, win at home. It was always a split. You were always looking for that one break. Benny Cunningham at the overtime touchdown pass from back in 76 with Bradshaw that you thought you had them, and they just happened to just get it. It was that one game we were waiting for to break the ice. So we went 16, 17 years in Three Rivers without a win. But they were beating them at home. So that was the day when it was a rivalry, when you can split and these teams. But man, ever since I think since the Browns came back in 99, where we beaten them, you can count on one hand how many times we beat them.
Oh yeah. That's what I said. The rivalry switched in the last 22 years.
So I'm basing this on the fact that we still hold the edge over these guys. I think we do this year. Juju's not there, so that's going to be big for whoever the quarterback is. I mean, they lost a top flight receiver. They lost some guys on the defense. We still have an edge on them talent-wise, but like I said, it's the Pittsburgh Steelers, man. We can't say we got them. We always say they suck, but they always but they always beat us. So who's the one that sucks the most? I guess I don't know.
Exactly. This game, like you said, it's Steelers. So I'm always worried about the Steelers. It doesn't matter if they throw Kenny Pickett out there.
But also, a lot of people say with the first
game.
Yeah, also say that this schedule for Cleveland was front loaded. I mean, back loaded. The front part of it's an easy schedule. If there was, the first out of the first 4 games, if I thought we'd lose the game, it would be, if you have any chance to lose it, it would be the Pittsburgh game. So
That's where I'm at. This is the one I'm just call it the old Cleveland Browns fan in me, but it's the Steelers. So if we're gonna coop the bet on one, this would be it.
that would be it. That would be it.
Week 4. Week 4 is my boat race special.
Okay.
I think they're gonna walk into Atlanta and just wipe the field with these guys.
Okay.
They're sitting on who? Mariota or the kid they drafted. That basically it's gonna be Mariota from what we're hearing.
Yeah, they got Mariota. They got Kyle Pitts, who they drafted the year before.
Yeah.
They got Drake London, who you wanted.
Kind of. Drake London, he had this Mike Williams and 03 vibe to him. I just couldn't get
they
with
got
it.
yeah, but they got it, they only got Mariota for a year, so I don't know what they're they may have future plans, and I don't know. I don't want to say tanking, but they got some young pieces in there. Again, the word is young. Pitt's still trying to make a name for himself. Drake London, we all know what kind of a great player he was at USC. He's a rookie in the NFL, so this one here is going to be another one of those. I don't want to say turn the game off at the end of the third quarter for early fourth quarter because Katie barred the door. It's over with. But this is another game that's real favorable for Cleveland.
Yeah, this is my boat race special for the first 6 games. I think they're going. I think this game will be over by midway through the third quarter. That's my prediction. That's just because Atlanta is, like you said, they're young.
Yeah.
They're just lacking talent. I mean,
yeah,
they just don't have a lot of talent on the team, and they're in the middle of a rebuild. Let's be honest. They just got rid of Matt Ryan.
Yeah, they struggle when they had Ryan. So good. It's glad DeMarcus Mariota's got himself a starting job, but it's not going to be a good day for them.
No, no.
It's not. So that's a 4-0 start, according to our prediction, folks. I'm talking about a 4-0 start.
4-0, 3-1 at worst.
So right now, at the very worst, when Watson comes back against the Ravens October 23rd, he could be 4-2.
Because these next 2 games are going to be they're going to be tough. The Chargers. I do not expect Justin Herbert to come out and put on a show like he did against our defense last year.
Correct.
That game was one of the best games of the year. Our offense with Baker at the helm played really well. Chargers, they just put it on our defense last year. I think we came back twice in the fourth quarter to take the lead on them, but we couldn't hold it.
Right.
I don't see that happening again, but I also don't know that we have enough firepower to keep up with them scoring. As a whole.
Yeah, this is one of the game out of the first 5 that I don't think the Browns will be favored in. There's a lot to be said about a team having to come 2 time zones over to play to the east, and that's the Chargers case. I surely hope that this is not turned into a 4:25 p.m. game on the East Coast, because as far as the Chargers are concerned, then I would totally take that West Coast 3-hour thing totally away from them. Because they're about kind of a start, because it would be 1 o'clock their time. I don't know what time the game is, but this is the team that's loaded on both sides of the ball. This is the first of the first team on their schedule where they're loaded at offense. They're loaded. Oh my God, they got Mike Williams, they got Eckler, they got Keenan Allen, they got Herbert tossing that rock, they got Joey Bosa on the other side. Derwin James, big issue with them. He's a 2-time Pro Bowler at safety. He's holding out. He's not in camp, so don't know if he'll be back. If he'll still be holding on, but chances are he'll be back with the team by week 6 or week 5, whatever they play. But he's a big holdout for them. They got. They're loaded defensively, special teams. They got one of the best punters in the league. They're really loaded. So because we won't be favored in this game, I'm not saying we won't beat them. Because we were like 1 horrific, and if you remember that horrific interference call on Mike Williams against Mike Williams last year that cost his team 7 points, which was the difference in the game. I mean, I don't want to keep saying and keep harping that the referee blew it because, you know, there were some bad defensive lapses in that game as well on both sides. But, you know, they hung with them in their place. So if we, you know, our defense is in a better position, Clarence, and you know this, we're in a better spot than they were last year at the time they played the Chargers. So, and you know, with the vibes that I'm getting from training camp is that these guys now are not looking around and behind them to see where their teammates are on defense. They know. So everything is easier for them now. It's getting a lot simpler. All the verbiage is there. Everybody knows where they have to be. So they're going to hit the ground running this year. It's going to be a little bit. It's going to be a lot different defense that Justin Herbert is going to see than he saw.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, that game is
But again, they got to be. They got to be extremely happy that Watson's not going to play because they haven't had a good history against him.
Yeah, I'm penciling right now. That's penciled in as most likely a loss, I would think. Just based on the simple fact that our offense is not complete, and who knows? Maybe Brissett comes out and balls and you know, becomes a world beater. You know, maybe that'll change. But as of right now, I think that the Chargers just have the better shot at winning that game than we do. I'll put it that way.
Yes. Based on their talent, again, we have a couple things going for us. It's here. And, you know, we're not that bad either.
No.
And think about this, though, too. If this suspension gets appealed and it goes to the powers that be and that person decides to lower the suspension from 6 games to 4, this will be Deshaun Watson's first game.
Sure.
I mean, everybody's talking, and me too. Everybody's talking about, you know, the suspension happens and Goodell's going to get his hands on it, and we all know what he wants, and he's going to increase it. But there's a likelihood here that Goodell doesn't touch this suspension, and he assigns someone to do this. If he assigns somebody to come back and says, you know, I think 6 is a little too harsh, let's bring it down to 4. Final, that's it. It's done. If they bring it down to 4, then we'll see Deshaun Watson week 5 against the Chargers. If not, then we got to wait until the Ravens come in on the 23rd.
That's right.
We'll see.
And then that final game of suspension as it stands right now is the Patriots. I'm still confused as to how the hell they came in and destroyed us.
Well, we went to their place.
So that's just we went to their place and they destroyed us last year. I wasn't impressed. Like we made Mac Jones look
like Tom Brady. Yeah,
exactly. I don't see that happening again.
Oh no. If there's any one game that Joe Woods has circled on his calendar, it's not week 1 against Baker Mayfield. It is not either of the 2 games against the Steelers. It's not even any of the games in our division. This is the game right here. This defense got the butt kicking of all time. And I don't want to say a mediocre quarterback because what the hell do I know about playing quarterback? But Mac Jones should have rung up 45 points on you in any stadium.
No.
Now, I was on a cruise ship last year when this happened with my wife. So I kept looking at the scores periodically, and every time I look, another bourbon went down to me, and I just couldn't I wasn't even watching it. And I could just imagine, you know, what everybody was thinking here, blaming whose fault it was. I think that one time I looked, it was tied at 7. And I said, oh, maybe they're going to pull this off. Next thing I look, it's 21-7, 35-7. I'm like, oh, my God, what in the God's name is going on here? But, you know, Mac Jones is his second year. He's a decent quarterback. He is. I don't even know where to rank him. But yeah, this will not. Some people are saying that this is one of the 2 or 3 games they're going to lose. That's not going to happen, especially here in Cleveland. That's not going to happen. Joe Woods will not let this happen. Myles Garrett will not let this happen. Clowney, all those boys, JOK, this isn't going to happen again. If Mac Jones thinks he's going to come in here and hang 45 on the Browns again this year, that's not even going to happen. And don't forget, Brissett played with these guys too, so maybe he's got this circled. Brissett was a play with the Patriots backing up Brady.
Right. Okay.
He got this circle too. He's playing one of his old teams. So, oh no. This is the one where this is the week leading up to the excitement of Watson coming back the week after. But no, I don't see this, man. Come on. I don't see any chance of the Patriots. I think the Browns at the very worst go 5-1 in these 6 games.
All right, I'm sitting at 4-2. It's just a Browns fan in me. It's 4-2.
Mhm.
I think the opener's still going to scare me until they start winning them consistently, and the Charger game. Those are the 2 games that I guess I'm most concerned about.
If they can finally get over that opening day hump, they'll be 5-1.
The last thing, we got a little bit of time left. We're going to touch on a training camp real quick.
Yeah, real quick.
I was worried. I saw wide receivers start to drop like flies left and
Yeah,
right.
man.
There seems to be one of the rookies stepping up.
Yeah, Isaiah Weston. That's too bad for that kid. Too bad.
Yes. And then I saw that Amari went down earlier, but I haven't had a chance to really dig too deep. But from what I read, sounds like he is okay.
Yeah.
But I saw he had a twisted ankle or something like that, and he was walking it off. So, just my biggest fear right now. If he goes down, we're
like wasn't it last year that it was the secondary room.
Mm-hmm.
We had safeties and cornerbacks going down like this year. It's for some reason now it's the wide receivers. And yeah, when I saw that about Cooper, I said, "Are you freaking kidding me?" But apparently, trainers are with him in the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
And he got up under his own power, walked over to the sideline, watched the rest of practice, and was engaged and all that. So it seems like we dodged a bullet from him. But it's kind of interesting that Clarence, and not just here, but all over the league and all these teams, if a player shows up with, I don't know, a cracked fingernail or something, they put him on the PUP list.
Mm-hmm.
So it used to be physically unable to perform. You have to sit out a whole bunch of weeks and then come back, But now it seems like that's a place where all teams are kind of stashing their guys. You woke up with with a little Charlie horse or something, or your arms, you got a little, put you on the PUP list, sit out of practice. I get it. But at sometimes, for guys like David Bell, they don't need that, man. This is a kid that he's going to be counted on heavily here in our wide receiver room. He's going to need all the time. Especially now with Brissett, he's going to need time to gel. He's going to need time to get in tune with the quarterbacks. And he's already missed 5 or 6 days of practice. Today was the first full day in pads, and it's going to the rookies. It's going to be hard for them, man, to come back a week or 2 later, and what am I doing here? They don't know enough, so that's what concerns me. But yeah, the wide receivers. I know they signed somebody today. I never heard of the kid. I don't even know his name. I was just in a hurry here, trying to get his name. But they signed a wide receiver off the street today. That Isaiah Weston kid, man, he was 6'4", dynamite, 6'4", 220, I think he was. He was catching every sight. And unfortunately, they had to release him. They waived him with the injury designation. His ACL torn. Bad luck for that kid, man. I hope that he bounces back and the Browns keep him on their radar, because he was a prototypical wide receiver, man. 6'4", 220. The kid could run, and guess what? He can catch the damn ball with his hands. And he had it all going for him, and it's just one of those freak injuries, man. I mean, that's a chance you got to take.
It seems like Woods is starting to step up.
I've heard his name, Michael Woods. I've heard Michael Woods. That goes with your scouting, and it goes with the front office, Clarence. And we say it to our Blue Nifis, you got to put trust in these guys. They know their ball. They look at these kids 2 or 3 years back. They follow their careers. They know what type of player they are. You never hear of some of these guys because they don't go to the big schools. Or they're only going to have like 3 conferences in college football now, right? So. I mean, these are guys that some of these guys are unknown. Nobody's ever heard of them. And these are the guys that are diamonds in the rough that you have to trust your scouting team and you have to trust your front office that they're going to make the right choices. Michael Woods, kids, he's coming out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I see him all over Twitter and I'm saying, you know, I got to get down there. We got to see what's going on. By the way, we got to see if we can get down there and bring the show to the people from training camp. That will be something.
I'm working on a little side gig here. We'll see how it goes down.
Yep. All right, guys, we're coming up against it again. We thank all of you. So we're back to football. We cross our fingers that we're back to football and we're not having all these lingering clouds. The skies are blue, the clouds are gone, and we can start talking football again. We'll be back with you next week, guys. Follow us on Twitter. You're talking at Idaho Anthony over there, Clarence -Rube _1957. We're at Twitter, or just go to Den of the Dogs. Drop us a line. If it's a topic you want to discuss, and we'll definitely get back at you guys. Follow all of us at the media. All the guys are great, man. And, you know, we're here for you. We're pushing out content every day. And it's getting wonderful. We're growing and we're going to get better.
That's right. That is the mission. That is the mission.